We're going to use this type of expression quite a bit here. X to the n, or x to the nth power, and in this case, x, this right here, that's called the base, and n, that's called the exponent, or the power. And here's what x to the n means. It means repeated multiplication, x times x times x times dot 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 times x again, and how many do we have here? N of these. So here's an example. How about if we have like 4 times 4 times 4 times 4 times 4. So what I've got 5 of these 4s, so I'm going to write this in this notation, 4 to the 5th. Now if we actually multiply this out, here's what we're going to get. This 4 times 4, there's a 16, so it's going to be 16 times, and then we've got 3 4s left. Then we can take care of this. 16 times 4, that's 64. We've got 2 4s left. Then 64 times 4, 256 times another 4, and that is going to give us 512. So 4 to the 5th is equal to 512. Let's look at something that's got a variable in it. What if we have 3y times 3y? So I've got 3y appears 2 times, so we could write this as quantity 3y squared. Now let's just notice something here. This is not equal to 3y squared, because in this case, the square, the exponent of 2, applies only to that base, the y. If I wrote this one out, it would look like this. This would be 3, and then y appears twice, and that is not equal to 3y times 3y. Right? This over here is 3y squared, where this is equal to 3 times 3 is 9, and y times y is y squared. So we have to be careful. How about we try this problem number 3 here? What we want to do is expand this. We're going to write it as a product. So what we're seeing is that this negative 2 appears 3 times in a multiplication. That's going to look like this. Negative 2 times negative 2 times negative 2. Now, we're just asked to expand that. So there's the expansion. If we were asked to actually multiply it out, you can see that we would have a negative times a negative, which is positive, times a negative again, which is going to be negative, and then 2 times 2, which is 4, times 2 again, which is 8. So what do you think? Could you expand this one here? 5 to the 6th? Why don't you try it, and then pause the video, and then I'll come back and we'll see if we get the same thing. So let's try this. It seems like this 5, the base, is appearing this many times in a multiplication. So what we're going to get here is, if we expand this, we're going to get 5 times 5, that's 2 of them, times 5, there's 3, times 5 again, that's 4, times 5 again, and that's 5 again. So we've expanded it. We're not asked to multiply it out, just to expand it. Let's take a look at number 5. This is similar, to number 3. Number 3, we've got negative 2 to the 3rd. Now we've got negative 2 to the 3rd. So in this one, the 2 appears 3 times. The exponent appears to what's directly below it, which is just the 2, not the negative sign. Look up here. This 3 applies to both the negative and the 2. Right? Everything is included in here, just the 2 here. So if we expand this, we're going to get negative. There's the negative right here. Okay, let's get this. There's the negative right there. And then we've got the 2. So we're going to have 2 times 2 times 2, 3 times. So we're going to have negative and then 8 if we actually multiplied it out. But there's our expansion. Let's evaluate both of these. So in number 6 here, the 2, the exponent of 2 applies only to the 5, not the negative. So when we expand this, we're going to get negative. The 5 appears twice, so 5 squared, so negative 25. And now in this one, the 2, the exponent of 2, applies to this number right here, which is negative 5. See the difference? This 2 applies just to the number 5. This 2 applies to the number negative 5, and it's telling us that negative 5 appears twice in this multiplication. Negative 5 times negative 5. 2 negatives together give us a positive, so we're going to get positive 25. Let's do one more of these. How about number 7? What we're looking for here is raising 0.04, 400ths, 10 hundredths, 400ths to the third power. So we know that this 0.04 is going to appear 3 times in a multiplication. So it's going to look like this. 0.04 times 0.04 times 0.04. There's the expanded view. Now, if we actually want to compute this, we would have to multiply 0.04 times 0.04. That turns out to be 0. Oh, let's get it to right here. 0.0016. And then we've got another 0.04, right? We still have this one right over here. So we'll multiply 0.000016 by 0.04. And then making this multiplication, we're going to get 0.123 zeros and a 64. That 4 times 16 is the 64. And if you're not sure how to get it, you can multiply this out long way by hand or get your calculator and do it. But there we go.